What's up, everybody? I'm Bo from Brutal Commentary, and today I'm going to be bringing down our next matchup for UFC 328 in a fight which I think might be the most explosive fight of the night, or as the Weasel always puts it, the banger of the night. We have Roman Kopylov taking on Marco Tulio. This is going to be one of the purest striking fights on the card. No wrestling, really, no submission attempts, just two dangerous middleweights trying to take each other's heads off. This is just, honestly, this is one of the most exciting fights on the card for me. Both guys are coming off losses, both are looking to rebound, and stylistically, this should just be a striker's delight from start to finish. You have Kopylov, who's coming off a two-fight skid, right? Losing to Gregory Rodriguez, and then before that, losing to Paulo Costa. Well, before that, he was looking really good as of late. Defeated Chris Curtis, defeated Cesar Almeida, lost to Anthony Hernandez, but honestly, most middleweights just do. And before that loss was on just a heater. Defeating like Claudio Ribeiro, Josh Frem, Poliori Soriano. Kopylov looked like the boogeyman. Well, maybe boogeyman's not right. More like the dark horse of the middleweight division. Now, Marco Tulio, he similarly is also coming off a loss as well. He lost to Christian Leroy Duncan. But before that, Tulio went 2-0 in the UFC. Violent finishes of Tresean Gore and Ihor Potieria. And similar to Kopylov, just seems like a very fun, dynamic striker who, if he shores up some of the weaknesses, could go far in the middleweight division. So really, it's just a question of who's improved more and who's taken that right step forward. But with that said, let's get down to the breakdown. Starting with Roman Kopylov. For Kopylov, this is high-level clean striking. Southpaw stance is excellent kickboxing fundamentals and some of the nastiest body kicks in the division. Like you saw with Poliere Soriano, those leg kicks were just fucking him up. Or like the body shot or body hook to Josh Frem that messed him up. Like Kopylov's striking is so elite. His left kick to the body and head is a legitimate fight-ending weapon. Like you saw the sudden head kick he landed on Claudio Ribeiro. It was like he winded up like a cobra. Just set, range find, and then fire off the left kick in an instant. Everything Kopylov does is technical and efficient. He doesn't waste movement, he sets traps, and when he lands, it's clean. At his best, Kopylov is a top 15 level middleweight. And for a time he was like, 14 in the ranks, give or take, right? At least after he defeated Chris Curtis. But, of course, there's caveats to every fighter. There are some clear issues with Kopylov. Pressure bothers him. When Kopylov gets pressured by his opponents, when opponents push Kopylov back, cut the cage, and force Kopylov to fight off the back foot, he becomes very hesitant. He stops throwing as much, and his output drops. You saw it against Gregory Rodriguez, you saw it against Paulo Costa, you saw it against Anthony Hernandez. There's just a big problem with Kopylov when it comes to pressure. When he's pressured, he's just simply gun shy. Then there's also the factor of his cardio. We've seen a lot in his fights that Kopylov does tend to slow down after the second round, and when that happens, his efficiency drops significantly. Now, I know he had a good third round win against Chris Curtis, but he was still really tired in that fight. You could argue he might have lost that round up until the head kick. And against Paulo Costa, his third round, he was tired. Against Cesar Almeida, even in a win, he was tired in the third round. It just shows Kopylov has good 2 rounds of cardio, then third round, it does drop off. Now, looking at Marco Tulio, he's the opposite in terms of style. And what I mean is, he is a striker at his core, but he strikes in a different way. For Tulio, his striking is more chaotic, more explosive, more unpredictable. Like his teammate Jose Ochoa, Tulio comes from that shoot-to-box system. So his striking is full of variety. knees, spinning attacks, jumping techniques like that jumping teep to the right hand he landed on Treshawn Gore, some of the unorthodox strikes he was trying to land on CLD. A lot of what Tulio throws, he throws everything at you and keeps you guessing. But Tulio, he's not just flashy either, in my opinion. There's real intent behind what he throws, and Tulio, he's dangerous in transitions, especially when he senses momentum. Also, Tulio has shown a willingness to wrestle, though like Kopylov will wrestle too. It's more of a supplementary tool rather than the core part of his game. But realistically, I think this fight's still going to stay on the feet. I think, sure, are they going to shoot for takedowns? I can see it. I'm not going to say it's not possible. I mean, we saw with the JDM versus Prates fight, JDM actually went for takedowns. So, in an MMA fight, even with a fight that seems like it's going to be mostly contested on the feet, there's always going to be that one or two, or going to be that one fighter of the two who's going to at least attempt a takedown. Now, stylistically, this is structure versus chaos. Kopylov is, I think, the cleaner, more technical striker. Tulio is the more explosive and unpredictable one. And styles like Tulio can be a problem for someone like Kopylov, especially when Kopylov's issues with pressure start to surface. Now, how does the fight play out? I think early on this is going to be competitive. Kopylov will be landing clean shots, working behind his kicks, and trying to control range. But Tulio, I think, is going to be pushing the pace a lot more in this fight. Tulio, he's going to pressure, throw unorthodox attacks, and force Kopylov into uncomfortable situations. And that's where things could shift, because if Kopylov starts backing up and becoming tentative, Tulio's chaos starts to take over. So, for my final assessment, both guys have power, both guys have dangerous, and both have flaws. But stylistically, this leans towards Tulio in my opinion. I think his pressure, explosiveness, and unpredictability are exactly the kind of things that can disrupt Kopylov's rhythm and force him into defensive mode. The difference is you gotta think of the last two guys Tulio has lost to. Paulo Costa is a bit of a different pressure fighter. He more so packs you up to the cage and throws boxing combinations. Gregory Rodriguez not only pressured Kopylov with his power striking, but also added in the grappling. I think Tulio can do a bit of both. I think he can offensively wrestle and then mix in dangerous power shots. And so maybe just do a bit of what both Paulo Costa and Gregory Rodriguez did. So once again, I'm picking Marco Tulio here, and I'm going to pick him via knockout. I think he pressures Kopylov, forces him backwards, and eventually finds a big shot, either winning a decision or getting a late finish. But I am going to lean towards the finish here. So once again, I'm picking Marco Tulio, and I'm going to pick him via knockout. But with that being said, that's been my breakdown of this matchup. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on who you think's going to win. But until then, I've been Bo from Brutal Commentary. I thank you all for listening. Remember, stay calm, stay respectful, and enjoy the violence. I'll see y'all next time.